Thank you very much. I don't know what you want me to answer on Ndlozi because I never said anything about Ndlozi. So do not bring your Shebin gossip to me and want me to glorify some toilet discussion. I'm not part of that. EFF has never said anything. If we've got anything to tell you, we'll communicate it. So when you gossip at Kitcheners in Bramfontein, and then after gossiping at Kitcheners, you want us to be part of Kitcheners discussions, don't involve us in any of those things. We don't know what you're talking about. And if we had anything to communicate to you, we would have said it. My divisive leadership is what I've been accused of, dictatorship and all of that, since my time in the Youth League. And you still join a party of a person who is a dictator. Why did you join it in the first place? Just stay home. Why do you join decisive party? You came knowing that the president of the EFF is divisive. Why did you join? We made this call that people should join, and they did so voluntarily. You joined a party, you didn't know that the leader was divisive, and then you come here and say the leader is divisive. You joined voluntarily. If you are not happy with the leadership, the door is open. You can leave now. So we are not going to be made sheepish and undecisive because we want to please a non-existing narrative that we are divisive. How can you build such a big organization, not only in the country and in continental and in the diaspora, if you have a divisive leadership? Why would you bring so many people in the stadiums, pegging stadiums, successful events of the EFF, if you are divisive? Because the consequence of divisive leadership is that nothing succeeds out of divisive leadership. This organization is a success. It's the biggest organization that is black owned. It's owned by its own people, its own members. No any organization can claim that. It does not receive any sponsorship from white people. If anything, it is white people who want it to die. But it keeps on going, irrespective of how they feel about it. So, if you think we have a divisive leadership, it's not our baby. It's your baby to feed Malta Bella. On Pala Pala, we said to you, and I don't know why do you say, what do you seek to achieve? We told you Pala Pala will never die. For as long as the EFF is in parliament, which it is where we are, and whether you like it or not, those who wish for the death of the EFF, SG, even if the EFF was to die tomorrow, the branches don't exist, the region have collapsed, provinces have collapsed. We've got 39 members of parliament for the next 5 years. There's nothing that is going to collapse. Those votes are there. They won't collapse. They are going to collapse after 5 years. So you've got guaranteed 5 years of the existence of the EFF, at least in parliament. So whether you like it or not, the EFF is there to hold Pala Pala accountable. There is something terrible that happened in the previous administration. We referred the matter of impeachment to the panel as required by the rules of parliament. Why? Because they know that if we were to say, is there prima facie evidence or not, we are going to be subjective because we are politicians. So on matters such as those, you outsource them to non-parliamentarians so that you get an objective view. And that's what we did. We argue that the panel's report, Parliament can't go against it without any rational reason. Parliament has not reasoned why it went against the panel report. So, in South Africa, you cannot abuse majority. Majoritarian will only work where there is no constitution. Majoritarian cannot stand the test of time in court. If you say the majority have voted even if they voted in an unconstitutional manner, and then you say, no, majority have spoken, there's nothing we can do about it. Our constitution doesn't work like that. Every decision, even a decision of the majority, must meet a rational test. And that's what we're going to do. We have never hidden away the reasons why we removed the former deputy president from KZN and those that were deployed with him. We had a meeting of our owners, the EFF. We made assessment. An assessment we made out of our own now direct interaction with the ground in KZN and the complaints we have been receiving from KZN led to the removal of the former deputy president and others. You know, to show you that there was something wrong that the deputy president was doing with other colleagues in KZN, everything that was reported to us was extremely perfect. So they mastered the mechanism to meet the requirements, even if those things do not exist. There was a point where we wanted people to the stadium, to Moses Mabhida Stadium. And the numbers we received were extremely more than the numbers we received for votes. And that on its own just told us there's something wrong here. And then we did not intervene after. We intervened before. Unfortunately, we were very late. And that's why after we intervened, the SG was able to pull a mother of all matches before the elections in eThekwini. Because that time we're now reclaiming our organization and trying to reposition it. Unfortunately, we're out of time and we had to go to the elections. Me and President Zuma were very good. The same way me and President Ramaphosa were very good. But it doesn't stop me from saying he's corrupt. Because he is corrupt. By being good to you doesn't mean I must not tell you the truth. If you listen to my speech yesterday in the Gauteng General Assembly, I said, you must tell the truth even if telling the truth to a lover or your lifetime partner or your wife or your husband. If it is the truth, it must be told. President Zuma is corrupt. And it's not me. The public protector found him to be wrong. He rejected that. We took him to court. That's why he had to pay some monies back in relation to Nkandla. So what more do you want? What is misleading about that? Because it was not only me. The public protector came to the conclusion that there were wrongdoings in Nkandla. The Constitutional Court said yes, he must pay back the money. And we were singing in Parliament that he must pay back the money. But it doesn't mean I've got anything against him personally. I'm dealing with issues of principle. And if it means telling them to your wife when she's wrong or your husband, I'll also do the same thing.